Hello and welcome to Minecraft TerraFirmaCraft 360 days. I'm doing this, actually I extended the normal days to be twice as long, and there's 360 days in the year. You can't do 365, but not much I can do about that. And so, I spent a little bit of time trying to find a good seed, and I actually found this one, which I find it's not overly good, but it's not overly bad. Gonna let it load up for a second. And yes, the seed is whatever that is. And as with anything, actually, this stone here is the bad stuff. The stuff over here was the good stuff. Now, unfortunately, not much is good around here. At least to start off. The stone itself is very good, because it's one of the hardest, and it also is one of the best to build with, because it just looks so nice. Especially against some of the good woods that are around here, such as aspen. There's pine, there's birch, there's I can't remember what this is. This is spruce. And I think that farther over there there's some other stuff, but I don't care. Basically just first day, gather a bunch of stuff. And I don't think this is the seed that had the cool looking cave to start with, but this is the one that had the ravines. And yes, there is a very nice ravine. And it's not over here. I'm kind of nervous while trying to go to it because I've actually fallen in, because it's got a pretty nice drop off at one point. But the ravine itself is quite nice. I don't think it's got any ore in it, but this is just a redone seed. And yeah, this is cool. I didn't know aspen could actually get into the big tree form. That's the first time I've actually ever seen it. Like, ever. And this is rice, I think. Yep, rice. Off a rice plantation at one point. There was this. This is the only fruit tree on this entire little island thing I remember. And yes, this island's not too terribly big, but it's not too terribly small. Yes, you think that that's just a big cave. Well, no, it's just a really, really big ravine. And there's actually some chalk down there. The only reason I know is because I fell down by accident. I had literally no health bar, and I found that. I was just kind of messing around with the seeds. Ooh, don't want to fall down there, because this is almost certain death. There's another smaller one that's right next to it, which I find is not too terribly good, but it's not too terribly bad. And we have clay right there. That wasn't there last time, but clay, crops, and ores are three things that just change around with the seed. I think trees stay the same, and pretty much the rest of it. There was, I think, yeah, white cedars around here too, so just basically exploring. Showing the map a little. It's nothing too impressive, but it's nothing too bad. In fact, the first time I ran through it, I didn't find any of that rice, so that would have been helpful. And yes, this black stone is basalt, which is probably the best. And I forgot to start my time. Well, I'll start it now. This will be just a little bit longer. And who cares? I think I got a potato seed. Yep. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of cows around here. And mushrooms, I do believe, have no purpose here. In fact, I don't even think you could plant them down again. Which is unfortunate, but who cares? Oh yeah, you can. I'm guessing you could probably make large mushrooms, but unfortunately, mushrooms have literally no use whatsoever. They're more for decoration nowadays than actual food. I'm pretty sure bone meal still works on them. Because why wouldn't it? And they have no stats like this one has, light and tiny. I need quite a few items here. This is one of the hardest rocks in the entire game, so just the basic start out. And I'm not even halfway through the day because everything is now twice as long. I think it was 16 minutes of light and then like 8 minutes of dark, and now it's double that, so that's good. Yeah, I just need a couple of sticks. First axe. I'll be making many of those. And what I'm going to need is a knife for this rice. It gives a white stone knife blade for pretty much a, I guess it's just black stone. In truth, basalt is it's pretty dark, but it's not terribly, I mean, I guess it's probably one of the darker stones you can find. But I've seen basalt that's kind of, it's more like a deep gray. And I found shale, because that's also another one that's around here. So it's phyllite, shale, and basalt. There's also conglomerate stone at one point. And I just haven't been to that area yet. Flowers are pretty useless. These white cedars are not too bad. I just had to find a really nice area because a lot of this area wasn't. A lot of the seeds I found weren't too good. I wanted something that was a little bit closer to the north. That way, the winters would actually experience snow. Right now, we're pretty far north. I mean, it's 13,000, and the current temperature in this area is 7 degrees Celsius, which is like, I want to say that's 40 something, like 46, or I think that's about 46. Don't quote me on that because I'm not usually a person that it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit, if I remember correctly. More or less, I don't really remember the exact conversion. I think it was like 2.58, starting at 32. Doesn't matter. It's been a while since I've actually done any of that. And yes, aspen is very common around here. In fact, it naturally spawns down here because in one of my 10-minute little walkthrough areas, basically I was just scouting land, and I found this entire area was covered in the aspen saplings, so that'll be good. Don't have to worry about running out now. Now they'll just become a nuisance. In fact, I probably don't even have to worry about just chopping them down. And this area is pretty nice, actually. I mean, it's not too big, but it's not too small. Now, where's that fruit tree? Can I get a couple of saplings from it? Hopefully. And yes, there's actually quite a bit of sheep here, so I won't have to worry about wool. I'm probably gonna need some squid at one point. That's the shale, and there was another interesting thing about this, just can't remember. It wasn't this area, but that area kind of looks cool. Oh yeah, there's some darker sand and stuff, but that's not what I'm thinking of. I am probably going to need some sugarcane now. Huh. What else do I need here? I think this is shale. Yeah, I can't remember where the conglomerate stone was. It was only a small patch of it, too. Oh yeah, there's chickens around here. Well, it's somewhat of a survival island type thing. I found it was actually quite nice. 'Cause it's not a terrible spawn. I think there was actually at least one of every type of animal. I don't even know what their genders are, though. This one's male, and that one is, I'm hoping, female? Nope, 2 male. 1 female. That's actually just, that's not too bad. There was pumpkins here, which I found were very nice, but you can't really use pumpkins. They're just more for decoration. Where is that? Oh yes, there was also some tomato plants, but I don't know how many of them would actually still spawn because I just kind of remade the seed. I don't want to have this area as my spawn. Or not spawn, home. This area is a drop-off, and I don't really much like being right next to a ravine. So I'm going to avoid that. Might be in the middle of the ravine, though. So I might just, like, start here. And to start, I'm going to need to chop down a lot of trees. And hopefully not die. I need a lot of stone, though. I do want to make some bridges across these ravines, though. Thought I saw something I really wanted, but it's not there. Mostly I'm going to try to focus on actually creating things in this not episode, this series. And I might keep the white cedar for now. I'm trying to focus on a little bit of farming too, though I don't know how much I'm going to get into that. I don't want to waste that. I think this was just spruce. It would be good to have a couple of saplings, though. I will need to find some leather, though, because the backpack and raised mini-map mod is still in this. This is just basically my TerraFirmaCraft setup without the saves and everything. It's also a little bit longer, so not too bad. Yeah, this is spruce. I actually have no idea if there's actually any metal on this island, which is kind of funny. I haven't found a single piece of metal yet, so but I'm not really looking at this point, because right now I'm just kind of gathering the essential starter material. If there was going to be any metal, it'd probably be in the basalt. I think phyllite only has cassiterite and a couple other small metals. Nothing too valuable. Basalt has pretty much anything ranging from iron to whatever, and I can't get nickel from any of this stuff unless I have like gabbro of the second layer. And I was doing a little bit of study back in, not study, just basically I was just looking up some stuff. Ooh, there is some cassiterite right here. I'm gonna mark this with some phyllite. And phyllite itself isn't too bad for building either. But I much prefer shale's look when building like roads. Just because it's got somewhat of a darker color, but it actually looks kind of like it would make a good road. So I'll keep an eye out. That could be my first hunt for metal. And again, basalt has just pretty much any type of metal could be in it. I think the only types of metal that wouldn't spawn in basalt is nickel and I want to say platinum. And luckily, most of these episodes will actually have me most of these will actually be during the day because the day has been doubled, but yeah, it's almost night already. And one of my first goals is to basically survive the night. Just need to kill that sheep, and I can start with making a bed. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the biggest setup I have yet, because, well, I'm starting over, but it shouldn't be too bad. I don't really care much for the colored wool one, though I think brown wool you can't get. So basically I just killed a rare resource, but don't really mind. I'm not much of a fan of the... Actually, I can't do that yet, because I just remember what I need to check. Male, male, female, you die. And now I have that. I should be able to start my setup. And gotta avoid that. I couldn't sprint for some reason. There we go. Well, I've already fallen down here once. That's how I got out. Well, who cares? I lost a bit of health. Though if I fall down there, it's pretty much instant death. Hence I don't like to stand near these, but probably the best position right now. Okay, let's finish this. Boom, boom, boom. And you can only sleep at night. That's not too bad. I can clear the grass for a while. Ooh, I found some sphalerite. That's actually a good thing for me. Yeah, well, it's better to get the sleeping over with. Hello. And yes, since the day is a little bit longer, the food resources is going to be a little bit more of a challenge to keep up. But one of the easiest things to do now is I have some eggs, and I'll soon have a fire. I think I'm gonna just have it, and right here should be fine. Boom, and let's see. This should keep me filled quite nicely. Takes a second to heat up. There we go. And luckily I have some birch and such near here, so that should be easy. I think there was also one other type of tree that I'm just forgetting right now, but it'll come to me at one point. Unfortunately, I don't have many hardwoods and such, so my actual burning temp might be a little bit low. And luckily these will keep me filled for quite a while. And I probably should get back to chopping trees. Probably should get these pine trees. Pine trees are pretty good for pretty much harvesting. And I find the wood is kind of nice. It's not terribly good, but it's fine. Don't need many saplings. Not really too concerned about it. Especially since aspen's naturally forming around here. I think I should have 2. Yeah. Okay, I'll chop it down. Actually, I probably should make a new axe before I do that. There we go. 1, 2. One, 2. New axe. And chop down the tree. Pine is one of those really soft woods, so Doesn't take a lot of effort to actually chop them down, or does it damage the axe's durability too much. And yeah, that was what I was expecting. I kind of want to make a wall here, just so I don't accidentally walk into it. And I think that's ore right there. Wow, this is definitely a lot different. That's one of the good things about new seeds. Sometimes you can actually, or the same seed, sometimes you can actually find new ores that generate. Because that was definitely not there. Yeah, I think that should be almost out. I wonder, pine, does it heat up? There we go. That'd be good. I was gonna cook something, but I forgot I don't have anything else. Got some sphalerite here, that'd be good. What can I make here? I know one thing I'm gonna really need right now. First, chest. Might as well just store it here. Nothing too fancy. I'm gonna need that. I'm going to also need that. Pretty much everything else can go in. And I should be good. I'm probably just going to log all this stuff. Get it ready for a charcoal pit. Spruce is a really light or soft wood too. It's basically similar to the pine. But I'm not really worried about it running out because spruces are really... It's just easy to find a lot of saplings from them. And I got a lot of them on this island. And I got some sphalerite, quite a bit of it actually. Dang it. But yeah, I'm guessing that's sphalerite or something. I'll know soon. Once I get my first pick at least. Chop some more down. And I do believe my first house is going to be built out of logs, just for fun. Yeah, things spawn down there. Not too worried about that. And yes, it's that small pocket of stuff right there. That's chalk. I do believe it's under the basalt. I didn't really look into it much. I just saw that there was some chalk down there. Where am I gonna I guess I could just set up here. It's not like it's too big of a problem. And the first wood I'm gonna use is spruce. And hopefully I can do this correctly without killing myself. I need to see which... Okay, this is a sturdy area right here. I think it goes all the way through. Yeah, as long as I don't... Actually, that's not what I want. Pretty much every other time I would want that, but... I want this. And I don't know how that just happened, but it did. I didn't even click on that second one. Boom. Dun dun and dun dun. And that should prevent skeletons from firing across the way. does this go? I'll slowly develop this into an actual area, and I gotta actually make a bridge here. Ooh, that actually... okay, that's not gonna bite me. Luckily. Luckily, these log piles don't even... it doesn't matter which type of wood you use. Still the same. And there we go. Now I can walk across this and not have a collapse. This one's slightly better, or bigger, so I'm going to try to make as close to full axe as I can and chop it down. Basically, my plan is to actually use these ravines to my advantage, such as wall off a little bit of this area as my home, then kind of wall off this entire area all the way over to the ravine, and do the same thing there. That way, only certain areas can allow you to enter. Then I'll just light it up like mad. And that's pretty much my idea. There's a few mods I would like to add here, but they're not really good for this setting because they're somewhat of a cheat thing. Mostly they're just creating new NPCs to act as players, since I don't have players on hand. And honestly would rather avoid that right now. And this area is kind of dangerous because of this. Because, yeah, that stuff does fall in pretty commonly. It's pretty dangerous when it does. But yeah, this one ravine is just absolutely huge. It's one of my favorite things about TerraFirmaCraft is just the huge ravines. Mostly because usually I build my house in them, but I can't really do that right now. Usually I don't find them this early too. And I think I want to do this too. And I want to have one there and there. Spiders will be able to get in, but that's not too much of a problem. Spiders aren't too lethal overall. I mean, they're pretty lethal, but they're not terribly dangerous. Spruce. And I do want to have another layer there. That's not going to do anything there. Oh well, it's raining now, and hopefully it doesn't start storming, because that would actually become a very big problem. And unfortunately this would put out any fire. That's kind of why I want to build my home as soon as possible. But I do have an issue, is I'm out of wood. It becomes a little bit harder to see when it's raining. There's some good and bad sides about having soft wood. At least around the houses and such. good news is it's pretty easy to chop and it can get a lot of stuff. It's pretty much the end of this episode right now. I think I might have that cow stay in here. I don't want anything to be able to do that, so I'm gonna just make sure. It would probably help if I was doing this. And overall, that's pretty much the basic start of the wall. Well, this is basically this first episode. Hopefully this season will do as good as TerraFirmaCraft itself. And it is March 2nd, year 1000. Early spring. See you guys in the next episode. Have a good day. I can't even see the sun, so it doesn't matter.